And I thought that funcom was limited right now to Dune Spice Wars in regards to game expansions of the up-and-coming franchise. I'm going to assume that's what's happening with Dune, because at this point, Entry 2 is on the way. There's supposedly, I mean, everything, though, of Warner Brothers seems to be up in a bit of a toss-up presence right now, because, I mean, we don't know what's happening amid the acquisition. But at least for a while, the Dune show spinoff was spoken of. But I thought that funcom was limited to just one game, being Dune Spice Wars, not two. And I'm interested to see which entry fares stronger in terms of which market, because Dune Spice Wars is mostly themed around being a PC game. Dune Awakening, this new entry, is consoles. And though I'm very well aware that there's plenty of PC players, I'm more of a console guy. And so I'm interested. I don't necessarily know which is the better or stronger audience per platform. I'm interested to see which game fares better. I'm sure they're going to be very different in their gameplay styles, but an open world Dune game, I am definitely more than geared for, especially if it follows after the path of the movies, which I really love Dune. Again, as I've spoken before, it was my first film back into theaters after the whole, COVID delay, and I really enjoyed the film. Such a surreal picture. Absolutely loved it, and I do think it's well within its rights to become a franchise. With its craft and its artistry, it's an excellent film. Denis Villeneuve did a really good job with the movie, and the cast was just exceptional across the board. So Dune 2, I'm obviously looking over the moon for. But as a game for Dune, this is per usual to many cinematic entries in the theater space. You see these brand expansions, especially within the gaming market. There's many properties that are doing this right now. Let's say by comparison, the sci-fi space, Avatar is also trying to step its way into this vein of entertainment. And so is Dune, with two entries from funcom. Again, unexpected, but interesting. If you need a bit of an understanding on Dune Awakening, if you're not familiar with it, this is what it says according to the Dune Awakening website if you want a general impression on it. An open world survival MMO, rise from survival to dominance in a vast and seamless Arrakis shared by thousands of players. Dune Awakening combines the grit and creativity survival games with the social interactivity of a large, persistent multiplayer game to create a unique and ambitious open-world survival MMO. The open-world element easily appeals to me. The multiplayer side, I don't tend to play too many multiplayer games. Mine are more so localized to my console. That's a preference of choice. But I'm open to playing multiplayer games. I'm not against it. That could be interesting, a way to connect Dune fans really across the world. Thousands. Based on the overall first film, I do think there's plenty of people that would be easily game to play this series. I'm assuming it's probably going to be a series. I don't know. At least its first entry. Let's see how Dune Awakening materializes the adaptation of the Dune world into the open world gaming format. Again, I think it's a wonderful route to go down. I have two trailers pulled up. I'm a bit delayed in covering this. I figured just compile the two. Plus, the first trailer was a very initial first look. So I have to be specific, we'll look at the announcement trailer first, and then I'll follow that up with the more recently debuted as part of the Game Awards 2022 showcase, Pre-Alpha teaser trailer. And that one, I believe, that's a little shorter, actually. This should give us a good perspective, though, on the game overall, to best judge it. Hang on. All right. Dune Awakening. And I'd be interested to hear down below again which one you prefer to play. Spice Wars or Awakening? Based on your platform preference.
Fear is the mind killer.
Good illustration of a Dune world, very reminiscent of the movie. You have those dragon copters, whatever they were called. I forget the name of them, but they were very pretty. Again, that Dune movie is just gorgeous.
The death that brings total obliteration.
And to adapt that into the console format, I think it'll fare well. And the appearance of this game is very reminiscent in look
my fear
to the movie. Those worms look the same.
I will permit it to pass over and through me. And when it has gone past, I will turn the inner eye to see its path. Where the fear is gone, there will be nothing.
Good first look. I'm curious to see, too, what path this follows down. The logo, the overall look and feel of the game is very reminiscent, and the legendary attribution as well, that obviously evokes the movie. I'm curious to see if this follows down that path. I'm not as sure on this point with Dune Spice Wars, but I remember back in the marketing when I first covered that game that I need to play it. I haven't tried it out yet. The developers were saying that they wanted to marry that game to the original ambitions of the book in the way that it was translated from the author's imagination. I don't remember if they specified. I don't think they did, but I was interested to see if it followed canon. Some of the character illustrations were separated, and yet some were kind of familiar to what were presented in the movie. This has a very familiar look and feel to Arrakis, the characters, the worms themselves. I'm interested to see again if it's a movie universe expansion. I do think there's room for that. And there's franchises that have done that before as well. I'm interested to see if this fits into the universe of Dune in the movies in any way. I don't know, again, if there's an attribution, or specifically, other than just some random credits. And the inspiration of the films, though maybe they're disconnected. I need a little more clarification on this point. Maybe the website specified that, and perhaps I just missed it. Again, it's early days. Maybe they didn't want to give that away. Maybe it's a surprise. I'm not exactly sure, but it definitely feels like it follows the identity of the original movie. It could be. It might not. I mean, I could see it going either way. From what I'm seeing, they don't specify it on here. Oh, the website does say it's third-person combat. Okay, I like that. I'm not as much a first-person guy. I mean, I've tried it, but third-person is definitely more my preference of choice. And like I said, the website's pretty exhaustive in its information, so if you want to perhaps look into more info that I'm not necessarily presenting in this video, there's a lot more information to go off of to get a first impression with the game. That's the initial announcement. Beautiful in the quality and the realization of the Arrakis world. From a quality standpoint, I'm sure it'll succeed. This is the pre-alpha teaser trailers. This is a little more recent.
I have a dream. It starts in the desert. You cling to life. You find others.
Yeah, quite beautiful.
Friends.
Very serene.
You wander the dry, dirty streets of civilization. In the ancient halls of the testing stations, you find answers.
It looks so reminiscent to me of the movie.
You seek the secrets of the ever-shifting sands. Spice.
I mean, even the instruments themselves. We'll see. Maybe this is just some random spin-off. Maybe this is directly connected to the canon. I could see a big advantage to that.
You do all of these things in my dream, Sleeper.
And to develop the universe, I think it'd be a great idea.
Of what happens when you awaken.
It's quite beautiful. Okay. Oh, we can sign up for the beta. I guess I gotta do that. What platforms is it available for? Did the website list that? I'm assuming for the new consoles. Not that I can see. Beta sign up. That doesn't say anything yet. Alright, I'll find out. Well, you can wishlist it on Steam. I wonder if there's any data provided there. I know, I'm looking at all this and I should have pulled this up in advance. I wasn't thinking about that. Because I didn't know I'd need to look and see if there's anything provided in terms of platform data At least I think you can play it on PC. Is this a PC game? Or is this... I thought it was consoles. I might have that wrong. If you're aware of that better than I am, feel free to clarify down below. If it isn't a PC game, well, that would make sense if it were Funcom, because of some of the other games they've done, and Dune Spice Wars. But this is a very different game in regards to first looks and appearances, and in format. We'll see. But again, if you have a better picture on this, let me know down below. It's a beautifully realized game, and the trailer specifies, at least on the ending there, inspired by Frank Herbert's, where'd it go? Inspired by Frank Herbert's sci-fi masterpiece and the award-winning blockbuster film. So at the very least, there's some creative inspiration from the new movie. Maybe not necessarily a direct connection, although it appears like that in presentation and the illustration of Arrakis, the devices used by the different factions and forces. And even in the lighting, like the hallway designs, it's so reminiscent to the movie. I'm thinking it is. Maybe perhaps a brand extension. I don't know. I think it would be perhaps a great asset to the Dune universe to go that direction. I don't know for sure. Again, if you have a better window of details on this, let me know down below what your thoughts are on Dune Awakening. But on a first impression from both the announcement and a more recent look via the Game Awards, I would say on first appearances, in terms of my tastes and what I normally play, it appears to me like a very competent Dune expansion. I'm very happy to get back in this world. Like I said, Dune being the entry back into theaters for me, obviously it set a precedent for me in regards to appreciating the cinematic lens again. And the film itself is just exquisite. Again, that score, I've said that before, is just amazing with that movie. And the sound quality in the theater, it was a very surreal experience and one I will not forget that easily. And I'm somebody, again, who's a very fresh Dune fan. I've only seen the new movie. That's it. And it just captivated my attention right away, so much so I'm highly engaged to see this new film come out whenever it does, and brand expansions of this universe. And I do think there's a place for that in the gaming world, and I would say that to Funcom's advantage, they're definitely making their presence known within franchise building, especially within the gaming ventures. I think Dune Awakening, based on initial look, I'm not sure yet when again it's going to release, but for now, it looks good. We still have to wait a bit, to see maybe its full efficacy materialize in regard to later trailers and stuff, but on a first impression, it's pretty good. Thank you so much for watching this video. Before you bounce, feel free to drop a like and comment, subscribe to this channel with a ding on the bell, and share this video with your friends. And consider checking out the description here. There you'll find links to my other channels, as well as addresses to my other social media accounts and ways you can help support my work if you feel so inclined. May God bless you, and looking forward to when our paths cross again.